The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Longman Simplified English Series. Read by Utchara Boontert. Chapter 15. Back from the Dead. But there was no joyfulness in the village that Saturday afternoon. The Harpers and Aunt Polly's family were overcome with grief. An unusual quiet possessed the village. The villagers talked little, but they sighed often. The Saturday holiday seemed a burden to the children. They were not interested in their sports, and gradually gave them up. In the afternoon, Becky Treasure found herself wandering about the deserted schoolyard and feeling very unhappy, but she saw nothing there to comfort her. Presently, she stopped and said to herself, "It was just here. Oh, if he was to do it again! I wouldn't say that he was very smart. I wouldn't say that for the world. But she's gone now, and I've never see him any more." This thought made her burst into tears, and she walked slowly away. Then a group of boys and girls, Tom's and Joe's playmate, came by the stook looking over the fence and talking in respectful tones. For how Tom did so, and so the last time they saw him, and how Joe said this and that. When the Sunday school hour was finished the next morning, the church bell began to ring very slowly and solemnly instead of ringing in the usual way. The villagers began to gather, staying a moment in the entrance for the church to converse in whispers about the said event. None could remember when the little church had been so full before. There was finally a resting pause, and then Aunt Polly entered with Sid and Mary, followed by the Harper family, all indeed back. The villagers and the old minister as well rose respectfully and stood until the mourners were seated in front. The minister played, and a moving cigarette song was sung. As the service proceeded, the minister drew such pictures of the charming ways and the rare promise of the lost children that every soul there, thinking that he recognized these pictures, felt sad in a remembering that he had only seen fault in the poor boys. The minister described some good deeds in the life of the departed, which showed their sweet, generous natures. The villagers became more and more moved as the said tale went on, till at last there was not a dry eye in the whole church. Among the unused seats upstairs, there was a slight noise which nobody noticed. A moment later the church door cracked. The minister raised in streaming eyes above his handkerchief, and stood as if turned a stone, gazing in the direction of the door. All turned round, rose to their feet, and stared as if they could not believe their eyes, while the three dead boys came marching up the middle of the church, Tom leading Joe neck, and at last they had been hidden upstairs, listening to their own funeral service. Aunt Polly, Mary, and the Harpers drew themselves upon their recovered one, covered them with kisses, and poured out thanksgivings, while Poole had stood ashamed and uncomfortable in his rags, not knowing what to do, or where to hide from so many unfriendly eyes. He started to creep away, but Tom seized him and said, "Aunt Polly, it isn't fair. Somebody must be glad to see Huck." And so they cheered. "I'm glad to see him, poor motherless boy." And the loving attentions which Aunt Polly showered upon him made him more uncomfortable than he was before. Suddenly, the minister shouted at the top of his voice, "Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Sing, and put your hearts into it." And they did, while the grand old song hooked the roof. Tom Sawyer the pirate looked around upon the enraging children about him, and confessed in his heart that this was the proudest moment of his life.